Okay, we are going to Tomb of Annihilation. We're going to do a forge run. Forge runs are basically a way to level up your legendary effects without it screwing up your favor. Because one of the things about leveling up a legendary effect is that currently in the game it costs an order of magnitude of the favor you've collected. So if I have like 5 legendaries I want to level up, then I just want to get all 5 of them from level 1 to level 2. It's going to cost me 5 of my favor up here. It would drop me to E23, which would mean the next time I do a run, I'm not as strong. I don't have the gold find that I would want, right? That's not great. So we do a forge run. We're doing a deep favor run in that campaign. And at the end of that run, when we have at least this much favor, but hopefully more, then we spend as much of this favor as we have to level things up based off the scales we have. And when we reset, we just have that new favor that we earned, and we're in a better position than we were before. Real quick, question chat. Is there a way to see the total bonus of Modron Core? Yes, in-game. Maxi Hubert, what are you talking about? There's absolutely a way to see the total power of your Modron Core in-game. It's right here. You hover over the output node. I see increase the damage all champions, 5e10, increase my gold find, blah, blah, blah. All the buffs are right here on the output node. It's the total bonus of what you have piped. If you want a total bonus of what it could potentially be, yeah, you got to do that with third-party tools, but you can just go to the output flow. That's 100% available in-game. All right, well, let's go in. We're going to do Seeking Allies, I think, is where we're going to do this deep run. We're going to start with Speed Team. Start with a Speed Team. Now, this is an old Speed Team because, oh my god, we haven't been here in a while. Why is... Okay, all right. This needs to change. Yeah, we haven't run a speed run here in a while, folks. So, hold on. There we go. Wow. Whoa. All right. That's fine. Does it calculate the total for your DPS? So, that's not what they asked. To be clear. So, and to do that, come on. Not gonna get into it. I think everybody here knows I don't use. I tend to stay away from the third-party tools, so I don't want to upload my data to third-party site. You can do whatever you want. That one for sure. Been a while since we updated this formation. There we go. And we're gonna do. This is a deep run, so we're just doing. I've got epics. I've got the huge potions, so we're doing a full set of huge potions. And I've got a bunch of larges, so we're just gonna do this real fast and dirty like. We're just going to run. And again, the idea here is we're going to push as far as possible. We have not done a deep push in Tomb of Annihilation in a very long time. I expect our favor to go up quite a bit. Our favor is currently E28 here, but it's E45 in Baldur's Gate. So there's a chance we could, this should get us into the E40s. It should, but we'll only be able to spend. If I come over here, I can filter. I show my legendary levels. I turn favor over to Kellenvor because that's where we're at. I'm going to want to level up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these legendaries. Not doing Gromma's because Gromma's in the same slot as BBEG, and this is my pushing group. She's not in it currently. So I'm going to target these 5 first to level them up with the scales I have. To try to just... My first goal is to try to get... like I'm gonna put 1 in each, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do 1 more, and I'm gonna do 1 more until I either run out of scales or run out of favor. To try to get to level 5 effects. Level 5 is super strong. Super strong. And that's the furthest I'm going to need to go early on in this account. But I'm going to want to do that. Ultimately, you're going to want to do forge runs in every campaign that your items are linked to, right? So this is where one of Karlach's items is linked. Oh, she only has the one. I'm like, what? She doesn't have any more? We would need to look at other champions. Caddy Bree has a couple here. I would use her. BBG's got more here. We would do Dukes. This would be an Atorum run. We would need to do a Helms run, so in Waterdeep, because we've got Bruenor. Again, we got BBG, we got Astarion, we got Duke. Esmeralda, make a decision between Esmeralda and Orkira. Probably go Esmeralda now in the current state of the game. Penelope, right? And then finally, yeah, this whole setup. Maybe even with Will, right? If we want to use Will. I have to choose between Will and Penelope. I'd probably go Penelope. But Will has the higher potential if we build the formation, right? It's just one of those things where if you haven't been to a campaign in a while and you've gotten a lot of new champions, you look at your old save formations, you're like, that's not right. But it is. It was totally right back then. It just isn't right anymore. Human's item level? Like my Human's item level? Like his slot 4 is 129. Folks, getting a lot done today. We did a Never Split the Party guide. We did a Tale of Two Champions guide. We're doing a Forge Run guide right now. The only thing we unlocked Xeraphon, super duper easy. The only thing we have left to do on this account, unless someone can think up something else for kind of early game, mid game guides that people have lots of questions about, is in the infamous Assassin guide rework. And once we get that, we're done with this account. That's why I did not start at Trials this week, because I was like, I don't even know that I'm going to keep playing after this. Oh yeah. LSAs? Oh yeah, those are the new big thing, right? LSAs? for your finances. Liquid savings accounts. T5 cats sounds like a bug. Yeah, it sounds like a bug. We were to continue this account, I mean, if you were to keep playing, if you're playing on this path, obviously doing these things that we're doing right now is super important. Well, the Forge run is important, but the other two variants we just did weren't important. You know, we would want to do another mini patron ride in Icewind Dale. There's 3 efficient patron variants there, so we'd want to do those base variants, and then we'd want to knock those out for all 4 of our patrons. That would get us more patron influence. And a good chunk of patron currency to potentially, you know, work on getting more epics for our event champions, because that's the, you know, one of the 2 ways to get epics for your event champions if their event is around is patron chests and time gates. So and we're kind of at the point where we do have a solid amount of champions. And if we wanted to make the decision to just use these 21, oh god, time gate pieces, I was saving up for time gating Artemis in case we had to do it multiple times. You could start targeting a champion to try to full epic them, or a couple champions. It's better if you do 3 and you rotate through 3, but combine that with your patron chests. But that's only if you're trying to keep the area goal low. If you don't care, you can just target 1 and farm them over and over and over. So like Karlach, for instance, it could be a good time. This might be a good time to start, you know, dumping those patron chests, trying to get Karlach epics, because she's only got 1. That would give us a lot more progression for our party. If we could get like Fury of Avernus, that's the other big epic you want on her. And then Ultimate Cooldown, that's the other big epic you want on her. This is later when you've done more Zerial stuff. Health is if you're tanking with her, and that's just, you know, generic. But, you know, trying to hunt those epics down would be a good idea. Time for that. Also, honestly, first, hunting the epic for Human. We don't have that. We got lucky with Briv. But we didn't get lucky here. Because this is a good, you know, we're at a point where we're coming up on, I feel like once you get all of the evergreens that you're able to get, and you're farming your trials, and you've done the efficient patron variants, then it's like, you might just want to set up your fast core with a gem farm and max out your fast core, right? Get that up to level 15 and pipe it out full epic flow. That's a huge boon to your party and your progression. Might help you with some of the efficient patron variants you might not have been able to do, because there's some, you know, very high area goal ones in Wild Beyond the Wishlight. Yeah. So, you know, we're approaching the point where, you know, gem farms make sense. We're just sitting on like Roots of Loomlurch if we don't have a 4-jump Briv. Sitting on the Roots of Loomlurch and doing a gem farm would be huge for the progression of our account. what's up? What's up, King? Want a donut? We got donuts and coffee. We got a breakfast. We got a breakfast duck here that's a donut, and we got a Patron Perks duck here that's got. Oh, there's no coffee. Oh, well, when we get coffee, you can have some coffee as well. This duck, this king duck is great. Man, they did the model real great too. The light off the crown and the side of the it's all shiny, and looks still wet a little bit. Yeah, they did a good job. And the art team for Placid Classic Duck Simulator did a good job. It's the appeal of Roots of Loomlurch. It has what we call quick transitions between areas where the screen will wipe, but the party doesn't have to run off to the side of it. And it actually saves you time. And it's a significant amount of time saving so that you can end up over like Mad Wizard or Curse Farmer, whichever is your favorite. In Sword Coast, it's anywhere from 25 to like 33% more bosses per hour with a full speed team. And that's significant. That's significant. Even at the low end, even 25% more is a significant number. Because we're talking hundreds of them an hour. And adding like another 100 if you're at a maxed out speed team. So, way more gems, way more gems. Patron variants. Gar said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Yeah, exactly. That works. LL Cool Gar. Oh no. I'm stuck with patrons of Raya Reborn. Well, the only one you really want to do, I should take it off the list. The only one you really want to do, and I had put it there, is for Zariel, because for Zariel it's the exact same restriction. It doesn't change anything. So if you did it the first time if you did Raya Reborn the first time, you can do Zariel's version. You don't need to bother with the other patrons. That's why I think I put Raya Reborn Zariel. It was specifically to call out that you're only doing it for Zariel. Even on top, well, with Diana, Dilettante, like Diana helps there too, because remember, there's still a screen wipe. Diana speeds up that transition, which is everything that has to do with the speed wipe. So even with a quick transition, she speeds that quick transition up as well. So Diana's a win across the board everywhere. Loomlurch is still the fastest. Again, that's for regular gem farms. Briv gem farms, whole other thing. Crafty, what are you asking? We were doing either a playoff. Mama said knock you out or LL Cool J, but I was just saying it was LL Cool G, but it would be for Gar because the J in LL Cool J. LL Cool J, if you don't know this, stands for Ladies Love Cool James. That's LL Cool J. That's what LL Cool J stands for. So I was saying LL Cool Gar because it would be Ladies Love Cool Gar. Doesn't quite work the same. Why are we? Oh, I didn't level up. We can soft cap now. Okay. I'm like, why is that thing not dying? We kind of ran out of damage. There we go. We can only really get to around 600-ish anyway with Minsc. And this should have been a full... Infamous Assassin, where do you find it? It's an Artemis Intrari variant. So either in Artemis's event or in a time gate. It's random. You only get in a time gate. You only get one variant, so it's one of his three. It's one of his three variants. When is the next quest? What do you mean? I don't know what that's supposed to ask. Okay, we're gonna need to switch to. Oh, I got those backwards. We need to switch. We're gonna need to build a deep pushing formation and then a dirty farm. Yeah, once you do the variant on one time gate for like if you time gate Artemis and you do the variant, it's not an infamous assassin. The next time you do an Artemis time gate, you're gonna get one of the two variants you didn't do. And then you do that one, and the next time you're guaranteed to get the one you didn't get. So that's why I saved up 18 time gate pieces or more, just in case we had to do 3 Artemis time gates. And lost. All right. Yeah, we need a. We've gone too far. We need a. Well, let's build the dirty farm first. Doesn't even look right. Dirty gold find. Penelope. We're gonna have to just build this from scratch because we haven't done this in a while. Because it's been a while. Merowyn. We have a lot of new champions we did not have before. Not only gonna be Spur, it'll still be Jarlaxle. We're gonna want Ebondra. We do this with Shandy. Hagbert. Here we go. Human. It could work. You do Dark Urge. Basically, we're mixing speed and gold find here. So that we can both progress quickly because I don't have a full gold find team, but we want to be able to progress quickly while earning as much gold on the way as possible. Dark Urge actually, Astarion has a thing where Dark Urge actually helps his gold find, even though Dark Urge isn't supposed to interact with age-based stuff. The next Idle Champion stuff tomorrow. Event starts tomorrow. As it says on screen, Founders Day, next event, 22 hours. Go meow. Meow. Yeah. Meow. this. We're gonna save that and I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna make that our third. Appropriately. Okay, and then we need to do this again, but with a pushing group. This is fun, folks. But look, hey, if I had saved this appropriately before, I wouldn't have to keep doing this. We want likely zone. Maybe, I don't know where these people are going. Briv. Easy Meralda, probably. Oh. Bree. Do Gravengard, yes please. And Strongheart. And Penelope. Yes. Then we're going to choose, of course, Pilfer for Crawl. So we're here to make gold. We're here to make gold. Once we get this done, we'll save it, and we will start hot swapping as we push. Or hot swapping as we push. So we can continue our push, but make it as quick as possible. Once you have all these saved with whatever your current updated formation is, it doesn't take this much time to do this stuff. And your forge runs are super easy from that point on. Alright, save. Overwrite here. Yes, then we want to make that 2. And we're going to call it Arnold. Alright. Boom. Now we go up here. We smack things real hard. She's got 249 bud, and there's only 197 health, so we can immediately just switch over back to the full speed team and fly, you fools, until our bud runs out. Because of the fire breath potion we're using. Penelope hanging out with the king duck. Oh yeah. What's up, Penelope? Spec would you generally run Shadowheart? There is no generally run spec for Shadowheart, in my opinion. Depends on the formation layout. Like where's your duplicate ending, because you don't know. If it's landing on her, there's a spec for that. If it's not, there's a spec for that. And if none of those are good options, then you could always go guidance. You could always go guidance. But ultimately, you're trying to get both Shadowheart and her illusory duplicate buffing your primary DPS. And so there's different specs. Like if it's a Shadowheart has her illusory duplicate, there's a spec for that. If she doesn't, there's a spec for that. And if you just can't make any of that work, then guidance. Yeah, I don't like to use guidance. I feel like your formation has gone horribly wrong, and you should be using somebody other than her if you're using guidance. Mm-hmm. I guess now you can we could sit in the lawn chair and just look out like this. I forgot about that. Okay, we ran out of Pushing juice. There we go. Max it. There we go. What are we up to? We're up to E31 favor. We started E28, so this is definitely a good favor. I kind of knew this was going to happen. There's a high chance. I mean, we're going to get up into the 900s. There's a chance we could break 1,000 here. This will be real good. Juxtaposition of the Guide Master not liking guidance. Well, look, guidance in Baldur's Gate 3 was great. Guidance in Isle Champions is garbage. That's not my fault. It's not my fault. So... we haven't even dirty gold farmed yet, folks. E32. Let's dirty gold farm real quick. E36. We gained E04 just by tabbing over to a different team. That's why this is so great. That's why. That's the fun of dirty gold. We hadn't soft capped already, but that would have done it. That would have done it. Raven Guards, it depends on you again. It depends on your formation. I tend to use the middle spec because I just want lots of. I just like having him lots of crit. I like running the crit numbers up to 100% for everybody in my party. If we're on a tough level. If you're building with will and you're not able to get 4 stacks naturally, then yeah, you want to use that right hand spec, Legacy of Raven Guard or whatever, right? Because Will's folk hero stacks matter in a big way. And then I guess if you just want crowd control and attack speed for some reason, you would go the left. You would go the left spec. But that one's also very formation layout dependent. So I tend to go middle spec most of the time because I honestly don't use will. Like on this account, I don't know that I can build out a Karlach formation where will is buffing Karlach. On my main account, I can do it. A second run will is 3. Well, that's why you use the Duke with him, and then he gives whoever you've given 3 to an extra one. So... oh, 3 total? Yeah, well, again, it depends. Is it worth it to use for 3 specs? Maybe. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're going... giving yourself an extra stack is always going to be worth it. Even if your primary DPS only has 1 stack, giving them a second stack is worth it because multiplicatively stacking. So if you're using Will and Duke in the same thing and your DPS has even a single stack of Folk Hero, you would want to go the right-hand spec. It's the bigger buff. Duke Salt also seems to carry lots of waves. Well, yeah, he does 25 seconds of bud damage base before you factor in his ultimate damage item, which increases that. We don't even know how much because they don't put the numbers out here. So he does serious damage because he effectively becomes your primary DPS when he hits his ult. Because 25 seconds of bud damage, most of the time your primary damage dealer is attacking around 5 seconds or less. That means 5 times or more the damage out of Duke when he attacks or when you get hit by melee. It's ridiculous. I thought that was like, that's a problem. They're going to change that. Nope. They're fine with it. But you still have to set a solid bud, right? Only problems when the boss is range magic? Well, not really, because he's still hitting for 25. It's not just when they hit the party, it's when he hits them, so he's still doing the damage. So it's not as great if you're trying to remove armor segments quick, but he can if you were gonna kill it with that before, he's gonna kill it when he hits it. Because that's the wild thing, is it's any attacking melee enemies take damage, but it also increases his own damage the same amount. What about Diana? I don't know what happened. Just putting Diana, the word Diana, name Diana into chat doesn't do it for me. I don't know what we're talking about. No context. What are you up to? Oh, that should be E40 here real quick. Oh, all right. Pars Forge. I was like, what? I really wish, man, there's a part of me that really wishes Diana had been a gold find champion to add into this dirty gold find, dude, because then we could have just called it Dirty Diana. Had that nice Michael Jackson reference, but they didn't. Couldn't do it. Didn't get there. It's not what they made. Sad. Sad. There's E40. Yeah, I knew we were going to break 40s. I just don't know how far we're going to get. It's not, Crafty. I just explained that. The ult is not worthless. Y'all aren't reading this. The last part of the sentence says, as well as increasing his own damage, Duke hits just as hard. They take just as much damage from Duke's melee attacks as they would from hitting the front of the formation if they were melee. It's not worthless. It's one of the most overpowered ultimates in the game. Averin and Michael Jackson skin for Man in the Mirror images. Oh, wow. First off, no. Because Averin's white, so can't do that, but I do appreciate the Man in the Mirror joke. I do appreciate Man in the Mirror images. Nice, 8 silvers for your Humon time gate to go with the 3 golds. Nice, nice. Not getting good damage spikes now because we're relying on the build up. We're able to pass the waves, but can't really get much in the way of dirty gold. Get a little bit here, I guess. Straight back. E41 though. He does have a legally distinct Bowie skin from Labyrinth. He does. Bowie was white. Michael Jackson was not. That was my only problem with the Man in the Mirror images skin. That's a big one. It's a big one. The duck game goes well. We got the king duck to show up, as you can see up there. I'm still missing one achievement, and it's for the parrot. It's just gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take a lot of time. I tried just leaving the game open on the quacking the ice one to try to get it, and it just wouldn't do it. So we're gonna basically trying to fill this pool up with ducks, with all the ducks, and see if there's a much better movement, like flow of ducks here than in the ice one. So I want to see if we can get it this way eventually. It's gonna take a while to drop 154 ducks into the pool or whatever it is now, which is ridiculous. So it's gonna take us a couple days to set up, and then we'll see how it ends up. E42? Come on, come on. Oh, yes, got there. 1 E42. Now, you know, you might be tempted, like I am very tempted. We had E28 favor here. Now we have E42. Like, that's enough, right? But look, one of the things about once you start focusing on your legendary forge, the amount of favor you have in a campaign then actually matters beyond just capping your blessings, because the amount that you can level up an item, like a legendary effect on an item, is dependent on how much favor you have. So you need 5 orders of magnitude for every level gain. So when you first have a level 1, you didn't need anything to make the level 1. But to go from level 1 to 2, you have to have at least E10 favor in a campaign before you can click the upgrade button. And it goes up 5 orders of magnitude for every level. So you want to make sure that you're building up your favor, even if you're not going to need it right away. Having a large amount is good, because it's going to give you the freedom to level up without like quite a bit the next time you do a forge run, because that's spendable currency on your next forge run in the current system, to get yourself as much as possible. Okay, we're to the point where we're just going to have a single enemy stuck, and we were able to pop that one, but at a certain point we're going to have to use our ultimates to get there. That's what's going to get us further. But just this formation has so much ramping damage. Like, the longer you're on a level, the more the damage ramps up. So it's just kind of going to creep a bit unless we pause and ramp the damage up as high as we can get, and then we could ride that for a while. But if we get to E43 off this spike, no, halfway there. All right, Niscus, have a good one. don't have a reference for the values of the 4 tiers of event boon. Yes, but I don't think it's published yet. Well, it might be. I don't know. Check my event planning guide. Can't remember if I pushed that update forward or not. There's E43. Oh, the flamingo ended up in the pool. I just noticed. But yeah, you'll be able to see them all tomorrow. In 22-ish hours when the event starts. Yeah. Flamingo out there mad mugging the king. He doesn't know who he's messing with. That king's got a trident. He can pop that flamingo. Flamingo's greatest, the flamingo floaty's greatest enemy is anything sharp. And the flamingo's sitting there, or the duck king's sitting there with a trident. He shouldn't be looking at him. Be giving him that look. Alright. Did we? Okay, sound of one. We're to the point where Easy Merelda's ultimate is what's clearing this stuff off when we get stuck with a single leftover. About 20 minutes left on our speed potion. That's kind of the determining factor for me. If I do full epics and then an hour long, I want to run that hour long out and then I want to call it. We haven't even used gold find potions yet. We'll do that in the last 15 minutes or so of that potion, if I can remember. Okay, they're just not going to get close to each other. Oh, well, no. Drifting. Tokyo drifting. Come on. No, and one moved up. It's just like the duck game sometimes. Knock them into each other's path, please. No. No, that didn't help. Oh, it kind of did. There we go. There we go. That's off a Catty Brield, by the way. Still gonna have to... Oh, it's the hell slowly going down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop it with Esmeralda's. E44. It's only in the 950s. Good. Now, if the Duck game was Disney themed, then the Duck King would be Mufasa, and he would be and Cridle Duck that's holding the knife would be Simba, because shark thing. He'd be like, "Look, all the water touches is ours." And the flamingo floaty is one of the hyenas, clearly. Or maybe Scar. Flamingo floaty could be Scar. I'm just gonna try to spike. Oh, you know what I just realized? This isn't the perfectly optimal formation. What did I do? Esmeralda out. Starion. Starion. He buffing top. Yeah, good. You got a lot of options now, but I think Astarion is better. I don't know, Esmeralda is solid. Maybe we take out Crawl? Let me take out Crawl. 93s. No fat is maxed. Straight up better. Right. Gimme. You were doing more than that before. There we go. Take it to 97. And she had E22 and Fortunes now? Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's really going to need a lot more than that currently, so... Patron variants completed only once? Yeah. That's just like all variants. Like, you do the base variants once, that's it. Then a patron will let you do them again once, that's it. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. The game likes it. That's the way the game works. We're just gonna top this. We're nearing the end of our proverbial rope here. Max. Yeah. A little. $45. Yep. All right. Cool. All right, I think we're good. So, E45 is a good place. That's about where we got in one of our other campaigns. So it tells me we're, roughly approximate power. Dilettante, I have heard about that bug. Submit it as a bug report. All right, so we're going to go in. Now's the time where we're going to level up our forge stuff. So I'm looking just for Kellenbor's stuff. That's where I have E28 to spend. Now remember, there's a minimum amount that it's going to require for me to do upgrades. We're well above that at the moment, but we're going to look at... We're just going to put one level on everyone that we're using. Okay, boom. So we made it there just fine. We got that far. So then I'm going to go back to the priority, and we're going to go for another one. Getting some achievements as we go. And did you notice I clicked, and now it says minimum required E20. So to go from level 3 to level 4, I have to have E20, and I don't. So I can't upgrade anymore. I'm done. It doesn't matter that I have scales. I've got plenty of scales. I can no longer upgrade because I started at such a low number. I started at E28. That's why I said you do want to get as much as you can when you do your Deep Forge run, because it's not just important for this run, it's important for the next one and how much you'll be able to level stuff up. But honestly, level 3 legendaries is solid. If you'll note, like, the damage doubled each time. So we started at 10% for each champion in the formation. Then level 2 took it to 20%. Level 3 took it to 40%. So the damage we're getting, 500% for female champions started at 125, right? 600% for elves. Well, who cares about elves? Let's reforge. Have we reforged? No. Wisdom 11 or higher, sure. Karlach's gotta have 11 wisdom, right? She does. Good. Now we've got another buff for Karlach. So you want to look at that. And now, now we're done. And because Gromma's in the same slot as BBEG, so I'm focusing on the primary pushing group first. Now, if I were to do another forge run, I would want to go do it in another place, right? So I would prioritize Karlach first. Oh, that's right. No, she only has one. I did that last time too. She only has one epic. Oh, poor Karlach. So I'd come here for BBEG next. He's got 2 here. Esmeralda's somebody we want. Ravengard's somebody we want. Catti-brie's somebody we want. So there would be multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items to level up if we were going to do a Torm run. And you do forge runs in each of the places that you have items for your pushing group. And basically until you run out of scales or favor, right? Do those runs, and then the next run, like now, because we got all that power, we're going to be doing even more damage to stuff than we were before if we were to just go ahead and max things out. We're not going to see a huge numbers immediately, but this is increased pushing damage. Increased pushing damage means getting further and getting you more favor, ultimately. Here we go, running the E299s. And I don't even know if we're capped. not even capped yet. So yeah, much better favor increase. Well fed still needs 2 more stacks. E308 now we're doing his damage. E308. Now obviously legendaries they're not directly increasing the favor that we can gain. They're just increasing our pushing power. And so at a certain point, if you can go, all the way to area 2001, upping your legendaries doesn't get you more gold if you're trying to get more favor. You need to then invest into your gold items, right? But with blacksmithing contracts until they raise the soft cap, until they raise the hard cap, excuse me, for pushing. So yeah, 3 E45 is where we're at. And that's fine. We don't need to really go further. We just wanted to demonstrate that. So we're going to call this a run. And we went from E28, which we then spent down, to E45. E45. Boom. And that's a forge run. And that's a forge run. And now we have a stronger team. We have a stronger pushing team than we had before. And we'd already pushed through tier 6 in trials with a mishmash of blue and purple gear. And the teams, if they had epics, then I put a level 1 legendary on them, but wasn't really paying attention to see, wasn't trying to reforge or anything. Just was looking, just putting them on there. And we were already we cleared through tier 6. We probably could have cleared tier 7 in trials. And now that I've leveled even just that one forge run up, we would be contributing even better in trials. But at this point, it's a good time with all those scales I had. Since I'm not getting lots of epics on my pushing team because we're not buying lots of patron chests yet, build the legendary effects on your pushing team, save the rest of those scales, do forge runs, level them up. Now